Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and I've got something new for you today. New, old, sort of. It's a little bit of both. Still working with my denim. You guys know I'm loving this so much. I found another pair of jeans to cut up. These are a very dark blue denim, and these are kind of stretchy jeans. And this stuff actually does fray really well, so I'm looking forward to that. I didn't grab my other scissors. Let me grab them super fast. I hate when I do that. They're in the kitchen because I was fraying parts out there. Okay, I've got my scissors. These are the only scissors that I can use that will actually cut halfway decent through this denim. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to try and do this little bird. And you can see, this was an image I had. It's a little chubby bird, and I love it. And so what I did was I cut the entire bird out, and then I had another copy of it. I cut out the wing and I cut out the tail because I want to kind of double that up on the bird once I put it together. So we're going to cut out these pieces, and I'm going to cut this little piece off at the end here, and we'll use that for something else. I've been doing some smaller butterflies that I'm getting ready to work on as well. I showed those in my other video. So I'm going to be doing these littler butterflies. You can see they're much smaller than my other ones that I did. I'm going to cut these apart, you guys, just to make it easier to do each piece separately. Later on, I'm going to do a butterfly, and I want to fray the edges of the butterfly. But I've got some hearts here too. This is a heart that I did, and it's very simple, but elegant and shabby and gorgeous. This is just gorgeousness, you guys. Look at that. I stuffed it with a little bit of batting that I have. And I just love it. I think it turned out so pretty that I'm going to be making one in a video. So I've got so many videos right now that I'm like ready to go on, and I'm excited about that. I feel a little more prepared than usual, so that makes me very happy. And these I've just got attached here with a safety pin. This one's got 2 safety pins, and they're the little Dollar Tree ones. They're not very good. But you know what? They'll work in a pinch. So I'm going to cut this wing out first. I'm just hoping I won't have too hard a time getting around these little intricate corners and things. The wing's not too bad here. The tail is the part that I'm not quite sure is going to work real well. If it doesn't, then we'll just do the 2 layers in the wings. Because see, we've got these little bitty pieces that I need to cut into, but I don't want to cut them off when I go to do the next spot. So that's the scary part. I did that on a heart that I was cutting out, and I have that heart here. And what I did was I cut just enough. I'm going to fray this on the edges, so I thought, you know what? You can see where I cut into it the wrong way. And so I put another piece of fabric back there. I'm going to fray it, so I don't think that's going to be a big problem. So I'm hoping not, because I don't want to waste that heart. It's a good heart. And I think we got that okay. So there's one set of wings that will go over the top of it. So that's done. I'm gonna try not to make too big a mess. Now let's try this tail and see what happens, guys. I don't know. I don't know. This is gonna be not as easy to do. I'm just gonna try and be somewhat careful in the way that I do this. But I just thought this was a great little bird. And I've been wanting to use it in something, and I haven't. I actually was going to use it to resin, and I didn't like the way it turned out when I resined the one that I did, so I put it aside, and it's been sitting in a box, the image, for months because I didn't know what to do with it. So okay, I got that okay. This is the part that I'm concerned about, right there. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to cut that out nicely enough or not. Because you can see there's still a bit in there. And look what I did. I did it. I knew it. I knew that was going to be a problem. Okay, well, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go ahead and cut the rest of this out. Maybe I'll pin this on another piece of that denim. And see if I can, you know, that's actually not so bad. I could probably just use this and have the smaller wing or the smaller feather, and it's just going to sit above a bigger piece of denim. So you know what? We're just going to use this one. We're going to go with it. So that one's done. And now the bird. And I've got the same issue with the tail here. So I'm going to try and get around most of this so that I have a smaller piece to work with when I get to the tail. And I'm going to try and be very, very careful with the way that I cut this. As long as it looks, you know, like a bird and like feathers, I'm not that worried about it, but I want it to be as good as I can get it, you know? I'm kind of particular about things like this, and when they come out bad, then I definitely, if they come out bad, I will not sell them because I feel terrible. And I've got this little section right here under the beak that I didn't get cut. There we go. So now we'll go right there. This part shouldn't be too terrible, I hope. Problem is I don't have it all. I'm going to cut that off. Get rid of that hanging thick part. There. That way it won't pull on it so much. And again, guys, it doesn't have to be absolutely 100% perfect, but try and get your cuts to be as smooth as you can. I mean, that's not bad. And see, I lost part of my point there. That's okay. We'll trim it down and we'll make it work. We'll turn it into a point. And I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go from this side and cut in there. There we go. And we've got a good point there. And here's what I'm going to do on this. I'm going to cut it right there. And I'm going to cut it right there. Let's see, where am I? Goodness. Missed a little piece of that. Got that. Where is this? Oh my word. This piece right here on this tail is going to be the death of me. Okay. Still going through all my messages on my dragon, trying to come up with a great name, and I've gotten some really good ones that I really like. So now it's going to be picking the favorite. May not be so easy because everybody's coming up with different names. Nobody's coming up with duplicates. So yeah, that's going to make it harder. But it's kind of cool that I'm not getting a bunch of duplicates. Okay, so this is what we've got on the back side. So what I need to do is I need to take these pieces. That piece needs to get that little bit cut off. And that one's got a good point. That one's got a good point. And I think the rest of this is pretty darn good. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm totally okay with that. And if I put that tail there, and I'll probably move it down a little bit because I want it to be, and actually I'm probably going to move it aside a little bit, so that might be okay. And then the wing's going to go right there. It's going to be so cute. Let's hope I can put it together right. So there's our little bird. I'm not even going to bother cutting out our butterfly right now because I don't really need to, because we're concentrating on the little birdie. But I'm excited to do these hearts too. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do a video with the butterfly and the hearts, because I'm going to fringe this butterfly. And the hearts are already, most of them are already fringed. So it's just a matter of putting them together and embellishing them, really. I'll cut the fringe out of one of them. And we'll go from there. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these pins out. Okay. And this one does have 2 pins in it. She was just too big to only put one. I should have put more pins in the smaller ones too. I honestly should have. That was a mistake, and also I should have put pins in the tail on the big one. But honestly, I feel like the cuts, considering, all things considered, I think they came out pretty darn good. So I'm completely okay with that. So there's our big girl. Put that there, and we'll save these patterns so that we can use them to do another one, because I didn't cut into those at all. So I'm going to take that and probably go maybe like that. No, let's go up a little more, like that. And then this will be, let's see, do we want the wing to go that way more or that way more? I don't know. I'll decide when I put it all together. So, first things first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start gluing Mama Bird together. So, you want to get the beak nice and completely glued. And there's a little spot here that needs to be trimmed. So I'm going to trim that, and it's got glue on it, so it'll trim nice and straight. There we go. All right, and I don't have to have any open spaces here. So I'm just going to do the entire edge. And get this little birdie together. So let's do this bottom section. There we go. This is so cute, you guys. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Okay, then we're going to get her little head here. The tail is where I'm going to be real careful to put together. And this is just part of the wing right here. Try not to get any oozies as well, but if I do, I will take my little torch and I'll just torch around the edges. And we're going to do this just carefully and little bits at a time so that we get everything together the way that we want it to be. Hopefully you guys can see. I wasn't looking up at my camera to see if you guys could see what I was doing. And you can. Okay, we just got this little section right up here at the end. Okay, so I'm just kind of trimming some of these edges where I see there's a little bit of inconsistency there. But if there's a little bit of fraying going on, I'm not worried about it. I'm just not going to worry too much about that. I do want... I'm going to go grab my torch real quick, you guys, because I do have that in the other room as well, and I want to use that in these sections. Around the edge, just to make sure it's going to stay together. So let's see. So I'm just going to gently go around the edges, press it together, get the little threads gone. And I see that I didn't get any glue right there, so we're going to put some glue right in there. There we go. And there's really not much fraying going on here right now, so that's good. That's not to say as time goes on that it won't start to fray, because it probably will. It'll just get a little bit more of a little bit of a boho look. There. Okay, isn't she cute? Oh my goodness, she's so cute. Okay, so now, let's see. We're gonna do this tail, the scary part. It's hard to do these little pieces because the glue gun wants to stick to them. But like I said, I want to get these pieces all together in the right spaces. And I am trying to get the glue all the way up to the end of this, because I really don't want it to fray much. Now if she was bigger, and I may print out a bigger one later on and do a bigger bird and make it all frayed around the edges, and how cute would that be? I think that would be so cute. And we're just going to go ahead and get that all over this piece, and we are going to lay these little sections down. There we go. We did it, we did it, we did it. There's our tail. Isn't it pretty? I think it turned out really nice. So I think we're good there. Got a little bit of glue on this side, that's okay. And we'll take our torch. I'm gonna put a little glue right there. And you can see where it's not completely, you know, one side may be a little bit less perfect than the other side, and that's okay. I'm not even going to worry about that, because to me a little bit of that is okay. I'm going to be just fine with that, because you'll see when the end product, now if it was big oopses and big boo-boos and it looked messy and sloppy, no. But I think this little bird is going to be so cute. And Robin, I want to hear from you, because I know you're particular about the birds. So if you don't like this one, I'll make you another one. But I think you're going to like it. I think Robin said I can't remember if she said she collects the birds or her sister does. And she gets them for her sister. I can't remember. But she's just the sweetest darn thing. I just adore Robin. She's so sweet. She's been so generous to me and my channel and my shop, and I just adore her. Okay, I think I'm going to stop right there for now. Get that section together. sure the glue's completely dry. Got a little glue string there. The glue strings are real easy to get off of this, you guys, so don't worry too much if you see a glue string or two around the top. But I really am trying to get this glue right up to the edges there, and I don't even care if there's a little tiny bit of ooze out, because that ooze out helps me when I torch it to give it a nice clean edge. Gives the torch something to burn. So I'm totally okay with that. Couple of strings here, I'm cutting those off too. So there we go. We've got all 3 pieces all done. So we'll get these on, and then we'll move on to the next step, which is what? Embellishing. Yay! My favorite part. Okay, so you tail, I don't want you string. We're going to go just like that. There, just like that. And there, now it looks a little bit more fluffy and feathery and all of that. I think that looks cute with the double layers. Trying to see if I can get you guys to see where it separates there, like that. Okay, and now to put our little wing on there, and I think I want that to go up like kind of over part of that. So the wing is going to go right there. There we go, right there. And you could turn this bird either way. Once you get it cut out, it doesn't matter which way you turn it. You can have it going that way or that way, because there won't be any designs on it or a face or anything like that where it dictates which way you got to turn it. Now, if you were using this image just by itself, of course, you can't go like that. You'd have to do a mirror image and put the mirror image on the back of it and do it that way. Okay. Hold on, you. There. Okay, there we go. So I do see a spot right here where I got a piece of fabric that didn't quite cut straight. There's a little point right there. I don't want that point. Okay. And then I'm going to look around these edges and see if there's parts that are kind of opened up, and I'm going to put some glue right in there and squeeze it together. Okay. Let's try and get those little bits off of there. And see, the back side looks good too. It doesn't look bad. So what would you use this on? What do you guys think? You could use it on a little boho bag. You could turn it into, like if you carry a large bag, you could literally turn this into a large purse charm. And the reason I know that is because the one that I made that had the hanging thing, I actually did put it on my large black purse, and it looked gorgeous hanging from it. I got a Michael Kors bag from Jeff's daughter, my stepdaughter, and it's a beautiful handbag, and I tried it on that and it worked perfectly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and see what we want to use around. Now, do we want to put an eye on her? I think we do, but I definitely know I want to put some, my nippers. We want to put some rhinestones and maybe some pearls and things like that. Kind of like the image that's on the cutout. Sorry about that, you guys. I hate when I do that. I wasn't thinking about some of the things I was going to need for after putting this together. I don't know. Do I want to go with a nice blue eye? I like that blue and I like that dark green. This last one is a dark green one, and I kind of feel like it's meant to be. Now we've got one that's like a red as well, right here, that's very pretty. And then we have a blue one right next to that. What do you know? I'm going to try and just kind of pull this off. It comes off this chain pretty easily. Well, this one's not going to come off as easily, but it's going to come off. There we go. Okay, so we have a few choices here. Now you can see how this has that big black eye here. Trying to see where it kind of goes. There's red. There's blue. I don't know, does it look okay or does it look weird? And there's green. I'm just going to pop it right there for just a few minutes and we'll decide. Gosh, I had a piece of some rhinestone stuff and I had it right here the other day, but I'm not sure where I put it. It's a pretty rhinestone piece. I do have this. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but I've got this. This might be pretty on there. Y'all love this. Everybody's always loved this, and I'm almost out of all of it now. I got it all from Sherry Lorang, and she sent me quite a bit of it. And then I bought some from her at one time too. And so now I just kind of got really careful with not using it too much. But now I've got just a couple of little loops left. I've got one more that I cut off the other day. have this beautiful stuff. And I have a decent sized piece of this. And I'm wondering how that might look coming down from her. Would it be there? I think it would be right about there. And down here at the bottom. That would be kind of pretty, huh? I like that. Or I could take it and just put a piece kind of going around the bottom side of her wing. Right there. That's also very pretty. That's real pretty. So, I don't know. I don't think this is going to work on this though. Because usually I would use this and kind of have it hanging down from somewhere. Unless I can find a spot where it might look good hanging down. We'll see. I do have this piece that I cut. I cut it, you guys. And this might look very pretty at this part of her wing. And it does. And I could actually take this piece and bring it out that way. Oh, that looks real pretty, doesn't it? Now, I'm taking away from a boho look to making it more fancy schmancy here. But I'm okay with that if you guys are. So there's... Let's see. What else do I have around here? I need some... I'd like to have some pearls in there somewhere. Like maybe kind of coming off like that, or maybe coming up the tail. Whoops. I don't know. I had a whole thing with a bunch of these on it, and this is the only one I can find, so I don't want to use that because it needs its friends. I've also got this. I just have a small piece of this. But this might be the coup de grace. Or piece de résistance. Down here. I think that might be real pretty. Or it could even hang from the bottom of this piece here around the wing. Like that. Oh my word, you guys. Look at that. That looks so pretty. That looks really, really pretty. Now, here's the thing. I've got also, let's see, we'll put that down there just in case. I've got some of this. I could put a little piece kind of just going across there. I don't think so. I don't think I love that. I do have this. I could cut that little piece off there, and that could go across the wing. That would be very pretty. That looks really nice. It just kind of adds that brightness to it. Or I could take it and cut it and use a piece on the wings and a piece on the tail. And I'm feeling like that's what I may want to do. Now the only thing is I did torch this a little bit right there, and there's a little bit of brown on there, but you know what? It's okay. So if I was to put that sort of in there, like that, and put that piece on there, like like that, or up here like that. That would be pretty, right? I think that looks really pretty. Well, we could just have that come out like that. Just so that it like looks like it's maybe like they go together somehow. Like that. And then we could take some of this and put that in there. Sort of like that. Well, we don't have to use that piece. And then if we were to put this across there, that'd be pretty. Do we want to go with less? This is pretty heavy. That's my biggest fear with that piece. There's my other one. There's my other one that I was looking for. So what if, I mean, this could go on the wing like that. I can cut that in one more, and it could go on the wing like that. Or it could go across her little breast like that, as a little decor there. The other thing I do have is, and this looks so good on all of the butterflies and stuff, and this kind of takes it on a more vintagey route than that white does. I kind of like that. I'm already thinking I like that better. This one I took the flower out of the center, but to add it maybe like there, so that the wing kind of has one whole piece in it. That looks real pretty. And then to take one more piece, maybe one piece would cover the tail. That's going a bit too far, so we're not going to do that. There, that looks good with the 3 flowers in it. I like that. That's where I'm going with that. I am not going to use that piece. And then I've got some bows here that are very pretty. And they do work really nicely with this lace. I could put a bow in there if I decide to. I don't know, I'll have to wait and see with that. Actually, I like that better without that piece in it. However, I do love this. I love this on everything I've ever used it on. It just always kind of adds that little bit of elegance. And I could cut that right here and leave this one last piece just sort of hanging. The little ball chain there. And I can take that and cut in the middle if I can get to it. Okay. I'm so happy with that. I think that looks so cute. I just want to make sure I get her eye in the right spot, and I think that's a perfect spot right there. I'm going to get my B7000 because that's what we're going to use on her. And I'm going to put it right there for her little eyeball. Just like that. No oozing. And then we're going to put it here. And we're going to add some hot glue in the middle here. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. Just a nice little bit of that. And in the very center, we'll put some hot glue. And y'all know why I do that, so that the hot glue will glue it down right now. And the B7000 will be basically the permanent adhesive. That stuff works great, and it will not let go. And same thing with this last one. I'm not going to put too much going down any further. And a little hot glue in the middle. And I'm going to go, how did we have that? Oh Lord, you guys. I think I had it over the top like that. Yep. Okay, well that's where it's going. Okay, I think that looks perfect. It looks beautiful. Now, same thing with this. We're going to use our B7000. We're not going to use any hot glue on this at all. So we're just going to put the B7000 right around the edge of our little bird here. And try not to get too much on there. I'll tell you, I hate working with glue. And then you saw what I just did. I sat that right down in the middle of this right here. Because that's the kind of stuff I do. Goodness. But I'm not frustrated. I'm okay. It's all going to be all right. Okay. You stay up. Stay up, stay up. Now if I could only get a hold of it, then I would be really happy. I want to try not to get any glue on these dangling parts. because I don't want those parts to stiffen up and or stick to the bird instead of dangling the way they're supposed to. And I do want to try and get this to look, you know, as straight as possible along this edge, as even as the cut of the bird. So I'm going to take my time to get it laying on there just so. Scooting it up against the edge. And that helps me to get it on there correctly. Okay, so now, what did I do with those little, all of my little pieces? Did I put them away? I don't know, you guys. I had several cut-offs from that thing. What did I do with them? And you guys probably know, and you're yelling at me, saying, Carol, they're right there. You sat them over there. I just don't see them, and I don't see that I put them in my container either. That is the weirdest thing. That's pretty. That's even pretty coming off the tail. But I'm just afraid it's going to be too heavy. I don't want to put anything too heavy on this and then have it weigh the whole thing down. That's why I was looking for those little stones that I cut out. I don't know what I did with them. Those are pretty. I'm going to cut these apart. These stones here have kind of a vintage look. The colors are darker and sort of more muted colors. And so to me that kind of gives it more of a vintagey look. And I like that. So I think I'm going to put this piece right there. And this piece maybe we'll put that one up there. Yeah, that looks pretty. Okay. So some more B7000. And I'm going to put a dot of hot glue right there. Put a dot of hot glue there. And I don't know why I did that first. I shouldn't have. But I did. And now I got to get my hand to twist around there. Oh my goodness. There we go. Well, there's that part. I did find that. There's one of them. Look at this. It's so funny. They just popped right out at me after I glued these down. But that's okay because I like these for this spot even better. Although I do like this one. This is the one I was looking for. And I think if I put that sort of in between those other ones, oh my word, it brings the whole thing together. Look at that. See? So that worked out really well. It was supposed to happen that way. You guys, I'm having another really good day today. I just want you to know this is my second video that I've worked on today. And I'm having so much fun, and I'm feeling happy, and I'm feeling grateful. So that is a darn good day. I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful, and I am blessed. And let's see, do we need one of these like somewhere back here? What was the color of the other one? Let me look at this real quick. That does look so pretty in there, but I'm just afraid it would be too heavy. Okay, where's that last little piece? Where did you go? You're probably down in this hole somewhere. Could go with one of those in here. And that's my puppy dog. She's playing with her squeaky toys, and I am not going to stop her today because I feel like I'm ignoring her, and I want her to have some fun. So, thankfully Jeff's in there with her right now, so she's happy. She's in her happy place. She'll probably crawl up in his lap and sit there for about an hour and sleep on her back. And she takes up his entire lap, his chest, his arms, everything. She's so funny and so adorable. Best dog ever, guys. Best dog ever. Okay, so that is adorable, but I still feel like there's something missing right in here. And so, I've got to figure out what to do at her neckline. Do I put something like this in there? This is so hard because this is underneath a whole bunch of other chains. No, I feel like that's too much. I do have this little string of sort of little AB clearish pearls. Yeah, something like that. There, it would have been pretty too to go around the entire thing with some pearls or rhinestones or something, but I just didn't plan it out that way for this one. So, like I've got like these little rhinestones, and I could have taken those and started at the beak and gone around the whole outside of her body with that. But then I just don't know that I would have known what to do right around the wings and the tail. You know, I think I would have felt incomplete. But that looks really pretty. Oh my goodness. It really does. It looks really pretty, doesn't it? Well, this would also be pretty right around the edge of the wing, right there. I do like that. I like that a lot because it shows the definition of the wing. So I'm going to put some of this around the edge of that wing. Okay. So let's just take our B7000. We're going to just do a little bead of that. Do I want to use that, or do I want to use this pearl? I think we're going to use this pearl, this blue pearl. I like this because she's a blue bird, so why not blue pearl? I like that. I think that looks real nice. So I'm going to snip that right there. I should have snipped it a little closer. And what did I do? I snipped it too close. There we go. I believe that was necessary. And I love it. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I really want to go around the rest of the edges with it. Ah! Except the tail and the wing. I mean, obviously the bottom is already taken. So that looks really good the way it is. So that's kind of the way that looks when it's hanging. So let's see, you guys. If I was to take this and start right here and go up, snip it off, and then go around just right there. I've got to try it. I hope I don't regret this, guys. I really do. I don't think I'm going to. I feel like this is almost a necessary thing. Now, when I do one of these and I make it fringy, no. There will be nothing around the edge unless I decide that it needs like a border and then the fringe. Kind of like how I did on my pillow, my heart pillow. the little heart one that I showed you here. But actually I didn't even put any on this. I just fringed it. I was thinking I had put a border on that, but I didn't. Okay, so next it's I want to get rid of this B7000. I don't want to play with it anymore. It's all over my hands, you guys. Okay. So now if I can do this and get this to lay down right, I will be a happy camper. And I want this to look like it comes to a point. So I got to get those two to come together right. I'm going to snip that right there. And add just a little bit more of this right in here, because I didn't bring it quite down quite that far. There's that. And now I just need to kind of make sure this is sitting down there the way it should be. Okay guys, I think that looks lovely. Oh, I can't wait to get all this glue off of my fingernails. Oh, it feels terrible. Okay, so do we want to use this bow somewhere or do we not? We put it in there, we're going to shove it in there. I think it looks cute in there. Kind of fills in that last little spot there. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop this in there. And that's going to be the last little piece. And I'm going to grab one of my, of course not. Oh my word, I had one just, there it is. Wanted to grab one of my paint brushes to push this down with. Hopefully, I think that all probably dried in there. Well, no, it's sticking. I want to get it to go inside though. There we go. Sometimes I like to do that with a bow, and then I can kind of pull a little bit to get it so it's not like shoved in there, but that's how you can get it to kind of pop up and out. And that's what I want it to do. just like that. So there we go. We have our little bird. And I'm going to take my torch here, and I'm going to torch that little spot of glue and make it not show. Okay, so that's it, you guys. She is done, and I think she turned out absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love her. And she definitely is denim, although she looks pretty dark in this video. And she is dark. It's a dark blue denim, for sure. But you can see that she's denim if you're looking at her from my point of view. But look at that, you guys. Isn't she gorgeous? And I just want to say thank you for tuning in and watching today's episode, so to speak. And let me know what you think of this. Please, please, please give it a thumbs up. Give it a comment. Share if you will, please. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, I really sincerely hope you will, and that you'll tune in to watch some more of my videos, because I've got a lot of really great stuff coming up, some super good ideas, and I've gotten inspiration from other crafters as well, and it makes me so happy to try different things. So right now, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm looking for new and different things to do, and I'm finding them. They're just like falling in my lap one after another, and I'm so excited about that. So I hope you guys will tune in to the next video, where I will probably be doing my hearts and my my dark denim butterfly, and we'll be fringing all of these. We're going to do a lot of fringes, and they will be more similar to this one, which I did not do a video on. So this one was my sort of trial heart, and so yeah. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget, thumbs up to like the video, share it, subscribe, hit that hype button. Hype, 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 hype. Thanks, you guys. Love you all. God bless you, and have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.